Okay, welcome to the divide fractions, an explanation of how to do the math for the retake for Unit 4. I will just warn you that this is the Brewer method and it is not Madison's or Huey's. Okay, so there's two paths to follow. When we have no mixed numbers, we're going to follow the keep, change, flip. We keep the first fraction, we change the division to multiplication, we flip the second fraction. What does that mean? That means the numerator becomes the denominator becomes the numerator. Now we have two fractions that are being multiplied. You want to multiply the numerators together, that becomes the new numerator. You want to multiply the denominators together, and that becomes the new denominator. Simplify as much as you can to keep your answer in fraction form, not decimal. Then if you have a mixed number, you have to do your go around the world first, which will change the mixed number into the improper fraction. You take the denominator, you multiply that by the whole number, and the answer to that multiplication problem, you're going to add that total to the numerator. That becomes your new numerator over the original denominator. Once you get to that point, you write your two new fractions down, and then you are just back to the idea of no mixed numbers. So again, keep, change, flip, multiply, and simplify. Okay, let's try a couple together. So this very first one, we are going to keep, we are going to change, and we are going to flip. So we're going to have 3/4. We change the division to multiplication, and we flip 7/6. And now we have multiplication of fractions, which is really straightforward. 3 times 7 is 21, and that is over top of 4 times 6, which is 24. I know that both of those numbers can be divided by 3. So 3 divided by 21. 1 is going to give me 7, and 3 divided by 24 is going to give me 8. So my answer to that problem is 7/8. All right, let's move on to the next one. We have a mixed number, and that's the first fraction. So we have to go around the world first. So we're going to do denominator times whole number, which is going to be 3 times 2, which is 6, plus 1 is 7. So we have 7/3. And then we're going to change, and we're going to flip. We're going to do all of that right at the same time. Now we're just multiplying our fractions, easy peasy. 7 times 5, 35. 3 times 1 is 3. And we must simplify that, right? We can't have that improper fraction. So how many times does 3 go into 35? Well, it almost goes in, let's see, 3 times 10 is 30. And so 3 times 11 would be 33. So that looks like it's going to be pretty close. I'm going to go 11, and let's see what's left over. So if I have 35 minus 33, that leaves me with 2. So I have 11 2/3, and that is my answer. Okay, what I would encourage you to do is to do both of these problems and then come back and check in as needed. So pause the video, do some work, pause the video, do some work, check in. So I'm assuming you've done your work. I'm just going to go through them kind of quickly. We're going to keep 4/5. We're going to change to multiplication, and we're going to flip 3/2. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10. And then I'm going to simplify that. I know that I have an improper fraction, so 10 goes into 12 one time with 2/10 left over, but I have to keep going. So that would be 1 and 1/5 as our final solution. How'd you do? Okay, mixed numbers. So here's our mixed number. We got to go around the world. We need to do some multiplication and addition. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So that becomes 3/2. We're going to change the division to multiplication. We're going to flip the second fraction to be 4/1. 3 times 4 is 12. And 2 times 1 is 2, and that is 6. Love that. Hopefully this helped, and you are ready to do this section of your Unit 3 retake.